Greetings, beautiful soul, and welcome back. My name is Beaumont, and this is Vibrational Guidance Over Truth, where we acknowledge that the vibes that we feel, how our hair rises on the back of our neck, the goosebumps that we get, our stomach and heart flutters, all of those are more indicators of the truth that we are in every moment with life than what someone could declare to us is the actual truth of that situation in life. I am not a typical tarot and oracle deck reader. What I do is I purely communicate messages from the spirit, from our guides, from ascended masters and ancestors based on the images and the synchronicities of the images and colors and numbers on the cards. The Ocean Spirit Oracle, and here's the deck that we are using for today's reading, because I am not a hoarder of any amount of divination whatsoever, and these cards are all beautiful. All the decks that are used on this channel are amazing, and so are their creators and their illustrators. But this deck today brings us the voice of the deep, the elemental spirits, the ancestral guides, and the water keepers who speak to us in symbols, sensation, and to our soul. Today's reading is an invitation to listen with your whole being, to notice the currents of knowing, and to hear the sacred silence within. After grounding, please come back. This water is going to show us what is still clinging to us. And I want you, as always, to only take what resonates. You have gathered here to carry in your own interpretation and to receive the reverence of yourself and how far you have come, where you are, and where you are going. You are a part of this great body of wise dominion. So let us enjoy today answers that the Ocean Spirit Oracle has for us. So these 10-minute readings, we will always ask a series of questions. And if you would like a personal reading, that information is in the description box below. The first question we're going to ask today is, what water-based ritual can support us with where we are right now in life? So what is a water-based ritual, a word, a phrase, a knowing that you can reveal to us from this deck that is going to help us with where we are right now in life? What is a card, a word, a phrase that is going to help us, okay, caught that, with where we are right now in life? Is there any word or phrase that will help us with where we are? And we're just going to take a peek at the bottom of the deck. I'm going to show you first, and then I will take a look. And at the bottom, it's serendipity. So invite good luck. Okay, so potentially we need to invite good luck in. Let's ask another question. What ancient guidance flows through the collective today? So what ancient guidance is flowing through us? What ancient guidance is in our DNA that we should remember and tap into? What ancient guidance is flowing through us today? Thank you so much for your answers. What ancient guidance is flowing through us? And no cards came out, which is perfectly fine. And what we have here is the 11 renewal. So what potentially is coming through right now is the start of something new, which again is not exactly guidance. So I fully comprehend that where we are right now, as pertains to what ancient guidance flows through us, the guidance that we have obtained, the lessons that we have learned, this is clearly, and this is so matching up with the reading from earlier this week with the Oceanic Tarot deck. We are not, some of us in the collective are not seeing movement, because where we are is where we have been planted, where our roots are being watered, and where we're meant to be. And honing in on, as we saw in the past reading, forgiving ourselves and obtaining a state of bliss, of this flow of persisting with forgiving and flowing, and forgiving is flowing, is clearly where we need to be. So we're going to ask and see if our water spirit guides would like to answer any other questions. But it shows right now that they want us to stay where we are and to master where we are before we can move to the next level. What spirit of water is walking with the collective right now? What spirit of water is walking with the collective right now? Thank you so much for your answers. What What spirit of water is walking with the collective right now? Okay. And that was actually the first question, but I chose not to ask that. But here we are. So, what is walking with us right now? On our feminine side, 52. What's walking with us is love. And I don't like the word live because it is the word evil backwards, EVIL. So I will always say life or change the phrase so that it portrays the word life instead of live. But we need to do life from the heart. So 52, love, doing life from the heart. Again, what spirit of water is walking with the collective right now? Next, we have moving forward, 38, perspective. So moving forward, it's your access to clarity. So you have perspective coming in. What we also have in the upright is that ability to know to when to be silent. So 29, listen for moments of stillness. So when you have an opportunity to not have social media, music, or anything in your ears, sit in that stillness, sit in that silence. You'll be surprised how spirit will come through and communicate to you. Now, in the reverse, what we have is freedom. And again, I don't like words like this, freedom, because we are not free and dumb. We are in free dominion. So I'm going to replace every time we see freedom, we're free dominion. Same thing with the word wisdom. I don't say wisdom, I say wise dominion. But we have the 45, wise dominion or free dominion, and choose to let go. So what we need to acknowledge is we have a water spirit that is asking us, don't let go of something. Maybe this season of life right now, we need to hold on to in the silence the lessons that we have learned so that we keep those at the forefront of our mind as we move forward. Also, in the reverse, what we have here is the creativity, the dare to dream, and the generosity, the contribute to the present card. So with these being in the reverse, again, spirit, what is walking with us is showing us it's not a time to be creative. Maybe it's time to get a good routine. And it's not a time to be generous right now and doing a lot of sharing and tithing and giving. It's a time to hold in your resources and just stay silent and focus on love. So I'm so curious about these cards. I'm going to flip them over. And they're looking back. We have the 48 of integrity. So do life in your truth. It says the LIVE word, but do life in your truth. And then purpose, the 49 card, trust in your values. Clear message here. The question again was, what spirit of water is walking with us now? What is walking with us at the top is us doing life from our heart, us focusing on love in every form that it is showing up. We also need to focus on our integrity, and it's pointing at the past. So where have we not displayed integrity in our life in the past so that we don't do that in the future? Standing in our truth and know why we acted that way, why we allowed others to treat us the way that we did, and then just put love on that situation. What we also have is the 49 of purpose. Again, right now, what spirit walking with us is knowing that you had purpose for being in those past situations that hurt you, that you might feel ought towards. Know the purpose of the lesson of why you were there, as long as you were there, and put love on the memory of how you left and why it's for your greater good. And all of this love on top of your integrity and your purpose is going to bring you to tons of moments of silence and stillness, because moving forward, that new perspective coming in is going to tell you, don't be so generous at the beginning with spending on yourself or on others. And don't try to be super creative and clever. Hone it in, develop a really good sound routine, because you're not going to feel like you're in your free dominion and that you have let go of the past if you don't give yourself the opportunity to sit in silence. So I'm so thankful for this alignment. And I hope you have a great rest of your sun cycle. We're going to say sun cycle here instead of day. I'm also trying to figure out what term I would like to use to replace the word week, because I am an etymologist and words do cap spells. And so I am not hoping for anyone to feel or at any time be weak. So do know that things will be changing. And thank you for tuning in. VGOT.